Right, Gerkin, I'm going to
Yes.
probably need a few days to really recover from this ordeal of life and death.
Yeah, I
Um,
kind of figured.
so you'll definitely have a few days for your arm, but if you would definitely drop the fire elemental thing back home for me, so I could go through my notes, double check things on it, and start the basic process.
All right. I can do this. I can do that.
Yes. And I don't want to take up your time too much, but if you ever need help, I'm always around if you need help with any more of your magic creation
Inquiries.
stuff. Yes. Once we can get an actual workshop up and running again, I feel like that might help us immensely with some of our things.
I don't have a way of sensing this, but one of the things I was going to try to do was make an air elemental version of this, and I pull out the fire element.
Yes, I remember you
Brazier.
mentioning that.
Yes, but I need to make some sort of gap to it, the air elemental plane.
Yeah, so you probably
To make the
need
crystal, to make the Ascension, and there'd have to be an air elemental in this Demi plane, because
Or we would have to use
really.
part of the spell to try and rip one from a different plane, but they would be very upset with us on that.
They'd be about as upset as they normally would be.
I mean, going through that process probably would be very painful, especially the fact that once they typically serve their service, they will get to go back home. However, if they're trapped in here with us, they would be trapped in here with us, which would very much upset many elementals, as they would say. And he starts saying some words that just sounds like him. No. He actually starts saying some words, and it just sounds like he's blowing out air.
Hey, you speak avian.
Oh yes, I speak. Actually, I speak all the primordial languages.
See, I spend most of my time just in my workshop, so I only really speak Gnome and Common.
Well, if you want, I could actually give you a crash course on how to speak at least one of the four, if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe I can think of a different use for that crystal instead. I just was hoping I could get something to help defend the defend home.
There might be a.
After all, the Century is also a bell, so I figured it
Yes.
could be the town warning bell, which also summoned the defender for the town.
Hey, Mike, just high or low right now?
Hi. Damn.
I unfortunately cannot remember any other elementals, but that could be just for air elementals possibly, or I might still be missing parts of my memory. We can go back through my notes later tonight if you'd like.
I suggest you go through it on your own time. There's other projects I can work on.
Very fair, very fair. I can go back through those. Yeah, that shit is hard to fucking... Larry just smacks Jerry on the head.
Besides, I don't actually have the expensive parts yet.
Very true. Yes, you were saying, Miss Dune?
If you want, I can help you. I used to work around libraries in my old orphanage. And I can cook you that dinner as well.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say no to a home-cooked meal. It's been years since I've had anything like that.
Very well.
It'll take a long time, probably. Who knows, Gerkin? Maybe we'll get lucky, and maybe there will have been an earth elemental that was trapped here or something. We got lucky.
Heat and air are the two easiest to summon at any given time. I don't think we'd be able to really summon a water elemental all that frequently.
Well, I mean, if you have their heart, if they offer you their heart, their heartstone, as it were, then you don't need the primordial essence nearby. They can just manifest from the heartstone, which is what's in the brazier there. It needed a bit of a jump start, which is why I'm glad that you did not leave him behind. If you left him behind, he would have went back into the heartstone, and that brazier would have been absolutely useless to us, which is unfortunate. It's so much nicer being able to explain these things proper with a bigger audience, not just one person and more questions, yada yada.
Glad we could help you.
Yes, it is so nice to have a body again. Takes another swig of his goblet of wine. I'm making him roll a con save at disadvantage because he's exhausted. Big boy exhaustion levels.
Ollie, pull up a chair.
Oh, I can go sit by everyone while I continue drawing this icon because I've been drafted by God himself.
Yes, God needed help.
There are also a bunch of other experiments I could try as opposed to elementals. They're just the first thing that comes to mind, because
If you could find
Well,
any sort of the
astral
little...
sea bullshit.
Oh, yes, trust me, that stuff is time and a half. Jerry won't share his little knowledge. Will you, Jerry? Oh, no, he's already drunk. Boss, I'm taking the rest of the day off. No, you're not allowed. Please, Larry! I want to use some of my sick time, but you're not sick. I'm sick of this shit! That's not a good enough excuse, and you know that. Shoot me in the leg.
No. That would hurt.
Shoot me in the leg!
But that
Yes,
would
I know,
hurt.
exactly! I know!
But
Please! I don't want to work right now, I want to have time off! Please, shoot me in the leg!
that seems like a very counterintuitive thing to do.
You know what, I thought of an even better idea!
Okay.
You hear a loud bang. A fireball bang. He appears in front of you, and he's just like, hey, do me a favor, shoot me in the leg.
What?
Shoot me in the leg.
Why?
I want to use my sick time.
But that's an injury, not sickness.
Do you have poison?
No!
Why won't anyone let me use my sick time?
Unionize, Jerry. Unionize.
More honk! You hear like
Oh
a
Lord,
dingling.
Vesper's Blossom.
Huh, looks around, sees no one else is nearby. Yes, Vera, it's good. Nice to see you again. And please, at this point, you can just call me Vezrin or Rose Blossom or
I'm making
Pointy
a joke. I'm a little
motherfucker.
flushed. A little
Oh.
flushed.
goodness. Do you need like a?
We got more in a body, and I think I regret it.
Oh my! You did what now?
We got more in his body back. We broke the chain. We did the thing. We're, becoming heroes of the realm. But I think I regret it.
You broke the chain.
Yes, we
Oh my
think. The
Yeah,
chains at the volcano disappeared. They dissolved.
That sounds like
Cool.
a. He just kind of like hands on either, like both shoulders. It's just like that man is a celebration. That's amazing.
Yes, it does. But also, Morin is going to drive me up the wall.
I mean, Lord
He's
Vesperos.
the best Archmagus of his time, Vezrin. Jesus
Oh.
fucking Christ.
I think he's doing that again because he. It might be a little bit of a compensation thing. I'll be honest.
It seems like a compensation thing.
It really does. I mean, if we're being honest, I did that as well. If you remember. So I'd say give him a few days. Maybe he needs time to unwind and.
It was that, and also Dune is flirting with him. Like, harder than she flirts with anyone, and she flirts with me really hard. I don't get it.
She's never flirted with me.
I think it's because she respects you too much.
I thought it was because I was ugly or something.
No, I would not call you ugly.
I mean, a few people would say that I am ugly, but I mean that is.
Yes, and they're bastards.
Then again, some of those people that called me ugly aren't filthy rock eaters, but we love our banter back and forth, as you know.
Of course.
We don't hate them, or at least I don't hate them. And there are many, as you know, that have certain courts that just do not jive properly with the dwarves or certain other races.
No, they don't. In their own kind. Anyway, I would like a relaxing evening. Not near the flirty human. and not near the greatest Archimagus of his time.
Oh, I don't
It
blame
reminds
you.
me of home. It makes me want to die.
Oh, trust me, I can. He, if I remember correctly, didn't you leave the thing with him?
I left my ring with him, yes.
Yeah, he just kind of like pats this little thing right here where he's got it sealed and just. Trust me, dear, I believe I can understand that wholeheartedly. And did I ever tell you how I used to be part of the seasonal council?
You mentioned it. I don't
Yes,
think we ever really talked much more about it.
Yes, I was actually around when they did the vote.
Yes, you mentioned that. When
Yes,
you were in the midst of apologizing to be really over the top.
Listen, I was very worried, and sometimes I can come off as a bit of an. When my bad habits pop up, I tend to sound a little bit like an asshole.
Just a little bit.
Or a little over the top. It's a
You're
bad
always
habit.
over the top. It's kind of lovely, honestly.
Well, I mean, we are Fey-touched after all, are we not?
Very.
But if I'm going to teach you a thing or two, or if we're going to hang out, I need to do a thing, because I very much enjoy learning a little bit about your craft that you spoke about. Let's see here. A sprinkle of this, a dab of that. Ooh, lucky I do still have troll snot left. Go and just a quick mix to make sure this works properly. The cauldron kind of just and ooh, that is a pungent smell in the air. And he just grabs a ladle from nearby and scoops it up, pours it into a mug, and just walks over. There we go. And here you go, Miss Vir'Thyra. A drink to help and to get you sober quicker.
Alright.
Every last drop.
Can I call you the worst again? Doubt it.
Oh, trust me, my friend would call me that all the time when I would do this to her as well. But if we were going to do specific things, I would rather her be in her full state of mind. I can tell you about that
Not
whenever you're...
sloshed.
Yes, not sloshed. Make me a con save, cat.
A con save? Oh
A con
no! Please. It's another 8!
You're able to get it down. The drunkenness is gone. But for the next hour, you're just gonna have a bit of disadvantage on some rolls.
That was awful!
Mm.
My head feels great. The taste, awful.
Oh, yes, I
Can you
understand.
not mask that with anything?
I've tried. I haven't figured out anything that works yet.
Nothing strong enough yet?
Nothing strong enough. Because as you heard, I have to throw in a little bit of troll snot, which, as you know, has a pungent flavor. If you have any ideas, I'm down to write them down and maybe try them later if I have the materials.
My only thought.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't even know if you would be able to get this with Underdog being like that. Intellect devours. Sometimes you can take the bones from the legs. They make a nice broth, but it is insanely salty. That might be strong enough to cut through that.
Interesting. I will definitely have to mark this down. I don't have any of those on hand, but if the kooky old man is still in town, maybe we can get some from him.
He's still in town from my understanding.
I will definitely have to put in an order with him. Oh, right, I never got to tell you, I actually planted some of the seeds that you all brought in the...
They're working.
So far, it seems like they've taken root, but it's going to take a
while.
A little bit, yes. But now that I have seeds again, and a decent amount, I can attempt to try and possibly, well, make more seeds. As you know, that can work, but it's a bit of a process.
There was a joke. I do have to ask. While Dune was literally flirting with everyone in the room, including Erebus, I believe it was Aishah made the joke of giving her a love potion so that she would fall in love with one person and start flirting with people. Can you make love potions? I'm just curious.
I mean, I could make a love potion, but that goes
They're
against...
highly unethical.
Yes, very unethical. If my one friend heard that I would even consider making a love potion, she would probably threaten me with a dagger. Or, if not threats of castration, threats of using that on me to fall madly in love with her.
Oh no.
Which, I mean, that's another story.
Is she pretty?
She's very pretty. I mean, if I wasn't trapped in here, I probably would have proposed to her before all the shit went to hell.
Oh.
But it's been probably a few years at this point.
Several hundred years.
Several hundred years. I mean, there's a more than
It's unlikely.
I mean, it's likely
What?
she's moved on at this point. Thought I was dead, but I highly doubt she's anywhere near your family.
Well, either way, I think you would like my mother.
Your mother?
Yes, she's a lot like that.
The next thing you know, you're going to be saying that all the women in your family are like this.
My sister isn't. I'm not particularly. I will if I have to. But mostly my mother, my aunt, my grandmother. her
Grandmother
sister.
too?
Oh yes. Where do you think we get it from?
What was your grandmother's name? Maybe I've met her before.
Oh, well, I always just called her Grandmother Lee.
Grandmother Lee?
Yes, she insisted on grandmother and not grandma. And grandmama was right out the door.
Oh, what about Nana?
Only my sister can call her Nana. She's her favorite.
I haven't met your
She's
sister.
the pretty one. Oh,
I have not met your
Liam
sister,
is-
but I feel like you
she's
are...
wonderful.
Is
She's
she?
She has an obsession with exotic pets and animals. So you know, you wouldn't now. You were well, maybe. No, actually, that's 200 years. Do you remember the moon owls?
Oh, yes, I absolutely...
They got banished with us.
I'm sorry, what?
They got banished with us.
Oh,
The moon owls got banished. But they adapted to become like metal and gems. They ate metal and gems, and the feathers took on those qualities. And so now they are like highly regarded, and that's really kind of cool, honestly. And I see why she likes them.
I mean, if I had to say anything, hey, my friend, if she went down to the Underdark with all of you instead of... I don't know if she went down or if she decided to try going to a different plane, but she would have absolutely loved that. She adored the lunar owls, and she had one as a pet herself. I believe her name was Leonra?
Yes, Leonra.
Yes, that was her name.
Northern Starlight.
Yes, that's what she would always say. She was always the star that guided my life.
Headstrong.
Very much so.
Named Northern. Okay, yes. Wait. Leonra.
Yes, Leonra.
Orifina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Surname, Orifina. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
You're telling... Okay, I'm just gonna need to sit down for a minute. You're telling me that
You were courting my grandmother?
Your grandmother, oh... At least I know where she ended up at. But, damn, sad that she... I mean, no, good on her for moving on.
I mean, she killed my grandfather.
Oh, that sounds like something she would do. What did he do to piss her off?
Oh, what didn't he do?
Oh no, he didn't. Is he an asshole?
Yes.
Oh,
But he needed to marry because she had found the largest deposit in adamantine in Vir'Thyra.
oh! Damn! She did always have a nose for things.
Yes,
Granted.
and that's how my family got to where it was.
Oh, well, shit. I tried to quote your grandmother. I am so sorry.
No, it makes sense. She mentioned having someone mentioned you. I should have known. I'm so stupid.
Oh, you're nuts. If anything, I feel better knowing that she's alive at least. Or
She was alive as of a month ago.
That's honestly good enough for me. I'm just happy she's doing good. And honestly, I blame her bird most likely. The bird probably is the one who found the mineral. Well, she had a
honestly.
good nose. She babied that thing so much. Right. I was going to have you show me some metallurgy and whatnot.
Well,
but I can
you will be
also-
learning the skills I learned from her, so
Well,
keep that in mind.
and I can teach you some of the skills that she must have kept from you. After
Oh,
all,
boy.
as I said, she did help me create the tonics for archery and
Oh, she did she?
yes. It was a fun time. Let me tell you, it was a complete accident, you know?
Enough about my grandmother. She's lovely and
She
kind of
is
a hard ass.
honestly- I guess I can't really, talk in that sort of flirty sense anymore about her, can I?
You can. I don't mind.
It would be
It's
so
only a little weird.
Right, I mean, it would only be weirder if I somehow was able to get back with her. Anywho, since this is your first...
No. I don't think you understand. My grandmother has been deeply unhappy since she married my grandfather
That's
and then
fair.
killed him. She has been mourning the loss of you for several hundred years. There's no way in hell that I'm not going to be like, hey, grandmother, here's the lost love of your life.
Oh, man, this just makes me really want to get out of here so much more. Right. Well, if we're going to get out of here, then, your
Can you
first...
teach me some things?
We're going to teach you some things, and I think the first lesson is going to start with the first thing I did with your grandmother as well. We're going to try and make a new concoction. So, you need to pick one ingredient. It can be anything. A fruit, vegetable, a sort of herb or such. That will be the main catalyst base we will use. What comes to mind?
How about we start with marrow, if you have some,
Marrow.
like bone marrow.
Well, let's see here. Honestly, I could leave this unlocked with you around. I don't really care. I trust you. Let's see here. He leaves the door open for once, which, honestly, really different from what he normally would do. It is just setting boxes down, kind of rummaging through. Let's see if he's got marrow. Hi-lo, Ken!
Hi.
The boy's got some marrow.
Hey.
No, I think Aishah would be just a lot more relaxed after getting out into the cold open air and just being like... So, is there any particular reason you've been staying away from home?
Oh, fun fact, I actually haven't been staying away. I have been hiding out in one of my friends' old homes. They said that I could whenever they were leaving, and occasionally I go about and walk around, but I only do so at night. You see, the last time I was out and about and made myself known, there was a person that wanted my life.
I see.
Yes, she very much was upset that she died, blamed me for everything, and it's a time and a half, and I didn't want to hurt her, so I, just went back into hiding, and then she, I believe she was one of the lot that went to the swamp region. Oh, who knows, you might run into her there, or maybe not.
Do you have a name so I can know who to look out for?
She was an Aarakocra, a very, very cold frost region. She was not one of the typical Aarakocra. This Aarakocra, unfortunately, can't fly. They look more like penguins than anything, honestly. Was, I believe, Penelope. They're better swimmers than they are flyers, unfortunately. They're also more native to colder climates and things like that.
This way.
Sorry, I was a little sidetracked.
No problem. I'm still kind of... you must forgive me, this is very strange for me. Going on a stroll with a used-to-be king is very out of the line for my normal line of work.
Oh, trust me, a lot of people would rather I wasn't a king, but who are they to... Honestly, what is a king but a person elected by the others to bring order or something, or because everyone comes around a singular person and just makes you into their leader. Somebody that's a voice for people that, well, don't have a voice or trust that you can say what they're thinking, yada yada yada.
I suppose that's what you'd call a good king. I don't think a lot of kings fall under that.
There were a few good ones that I've heard about, but long since dead, I would assume, since certain races don't live past 100, as we both know that sort of time crunch being, well, tiefling and human, I take it.
Close. It's a long story. You know,
Trust me,
you're from the past. I actually imagine you wouldn't really care if I told you. Especially with your stance on racism.
Hit me, I've heard of many things.
Do you know what a chimera is?
I'm sorry, but you're very much not green enough to be a chimera.
Nor do I have a lion's mane, no. I'm,
Actually, wait a minute.
There's a large sect of the Dragonborn clans.
He gets really close. Like, kind of deep in thought now, and just kind of like is staring at you, just kind of like trying to take it all in. Just,
So,
You're a bit small to be a chimera.
bit small, I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry, yes, I actually did know a chimera.
Oh,
You caught me off guard. I thought that they were all green. Granted, then
why
again,
did
that
you
might
think
just...
they were all green, Vir'Thyra?
So... I didn't think they used anything other than orcs.
I see.
Yes, a friend of mine, he hid it very well. But... Interesting.
It's not something I'm
He was-
proud of, by any means.
He was fucked up with, I believe it was, he said, it was either green scales or white scales, whichever one seemed like certain things.
The white scales are known for their pushing the boundaries. The green scales are a little bit more of an approach towards pragmatism, I suppose.
I think it might have been the white scales then. He said that they wanted only the strongest stock. But interesting. Sorry if this is a bit intrusive, but who made you then?
It's quite alright. I suppose I would have to answer this question at some point. On the eastern side of the continent of... Oh my
Aishah!
goodness!
Punch me!
Sure. I should just nonchalantly is just gonna be like, and then she waits for a second, and then she holds her hand like, wait, why?
Damn it, I'm trying to use my sick time, and Larry says I can't use it because I'm not sick. And you know, like, I thought maybe like had Oleander shoot me, but he said that no, and then I went to Vir, and Vir was all like, Jerry, that's not how sick time works.
You know, Jerry.
You'd be injured.
Aisha's gonna pull a water skin out of her pack. Here, just take a drink of this. I think you'll feel quite sick in no time.
What is it? I don't like drinking things that I don't know what the things are.
It'll make
Is it
you
poison?
sick. No. It's just
persuasion
water,
check.
Jerry. Alright.
Only because I like you. I feel like you wouldn't fuck with me this bad. He'll take the water skin and just like...
Okay, so that was the water skin from the inside of a cactus that we collected. That's gonna give him dysentery.
Time to make him roll a Constitution saving throw. Oh, that tasted funny. Well, you're... there's like 3 of you now, Aishah.
Interesting. So it was one of the psychedelic ones.
I know why we don't work now!
Oh, he's gonna go cause problems. I think I've
Standing there, like, mouthing
completely
kid,
forgotten what I
just
was
kinda like-
saying. Yes,
was that a good idea? I feel like it feels dangerous.
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
I hope so. Larry's going to kill one of us later. Not it.
Oh, come on. Don't you have that Phoenix project or whatever? Can't you just come back?
Fun story about that. I specifically made it to where I did not have one of those made for me. Because what would be the point of that if, you know, that would completely detract from the whole thing of me trying to do something and dying for it.
You didn't take one so you could be a martyr. You're worse off than I thought. You know, I should sit you and Dune down and we can have a long chat about self-preservation.
Self-preservation, that is,
Erebus,
that is a very difficult thing to do, but I've gotten better.
Erebus, what is the point of having ideals if your ideals die with you?
See, that was the hope, that they wouldn't die with me, but they would be taken on by the next person. Like I said, in the tavern, there was the 2 people that were starting to get into the sort of understanding my thoughts and process. One was a human. The other was the servant bound to his house.
I see.
And fun fact, the servant kind of gave his life for that man, which I think is what really threw him over the edge. Because the moment that half-elf did that, you could see the look on the boy's face, and he just... It looked like he got it. It's one of those things that you just kind of... In your gut, you feel like you understand that... Yeah, he understands now.
I do understand that.
Hey, can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh boy, okay.
Alright, cool. So you step out of the way just in time as Jerry would have fallen on top of you.
Oh my god. I just imagine she just whoop, looks down. Jerry.
Jerry will take, because, fun fact, he did blink a few places, like, into that building, and then, like, kind of behind that building, and then approximately 50 feet above you. So, you know, he'll, 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh man, that looks so much harder! Oh, that's so much harder. I'm gonna have to walk. Woo!
Did you get
I'm
your
walking.
time off?
No, I never even got back there yet! I'm walking it!
Oh boy.
Every now and again you just see him trip and stumble. Left foot in front of the middle foot in front of the right foot. Wait, I'm sorry, did he say middle foot?
Yes, don't you know? Goblins have a 3rd foot and then... I have no idea.
Something ain't right about that boy.
More than normal.
More than normal. I mean, like, I met him whenever he came here to the plane and whatnot. He seemed like a little bit crazy. Well, actually, no. When I first met him, he seemed a lot more depressed.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Jerry. Has he always been
The goblin?
Has he always been a goblin?
I was since I met him, but he could have been something else. For all I know, he could be some sort of thing in disguise.
I suppose. He just gives me the nature of, well, I guess as Morin put it, the world's greatest archmagus who's secretly in hiding, that sort of thing.
Very true. Did Blair ever tell you about how we built him a house at one point and then he blew it up?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I tried
Something
doing that.
about not deserving it, right?
Yes. If I could see somebody with PTSD and point them out, he would definitely be one of them.
Him, you, Oleander, Dune, myself to an extent, I suppose.
I guess we're all just sort of fucked up here, aren't we?
Yes.
Like a club of something.
Well,
She looks at the rundown building as a perfect segue.
Yes.
that was kind of what I was thinking.
Yes, I believe I heard from Larry you mentioned something about a possible temple site or something.
Indeed. You see, there's this entity here. The best way I could describe them is the patron deity of this demi-plane, if that makes any sense.
A patron deity.
Or a half-deity. It's a better way to put it, I suppose.
To this demi-plane.
Yes, they exist in an in-between world, which multiple of us have communed with in our dreams.
Interesting. I've heard of an entity that has talked to people in dreams before. However, I didn't even think that they would have a... That makes no sense unless they were somehow able to bind themselves to this place as well.
That's the thought we've had. Something akin to like a fledgling god, unaware of what they are, but still testing out their powers. That sort of a thing.
A fledgling god.
Yes.
Interesting.
Curious, right?
At that point, I would say that I've seen almost everything at that point, but...
What we're thinking of doing is setting up a shrine for general purposes, but including within that shrine a segment of prayer for the Renewer. If he really is a fledgling god, recognition will most likely do those feelings of unease good.
Yes, it probably would. And, I mean, getting a prayer site for gods again, never a bad idea. Giving them more of a focus to intervene as needed, if they choose to witness us specks of dust, as they would put it. As you know, I am... Listen, I may be a paladin, but a paladin does not necessarily...
Oh,
make
you don't
a-
have to explain yourself to me. I fully understand. The gods never paid much attention to me, nor do they to anyone who's really in need. Also, they seem to pay attention to who they feel like can yell the loudest.
Maybe that is why specific god took an interest in me for a little bit there.
Do tell.
Oh, for a little bit there. See, you know the gods, Bahamut, Moonweaver, Pelor, Saranray, Kord, Ogma, Ayun, Kalambor, Vecna, Lord Tiamat, and shit, I'm blanking on the last two. It'll come back to me if it's important. Let's see here. But
Last
see,
two.
Yes, that's two.
There should only be one more. There are 12 gods, Erebus.
12. Right. Next thing you'll be saying is that pigs can fly finally. Actually, no. Wait, that actually would make sense. Pigs flying because Camaros and whatnot. I mean,
They quite literally
probably
can,
have
but
the
that's
right
much less of a revelation. What do you mean? 2 more? You remember a 13th god?
Yes, there was 13 gods. There was 13 months, Aishah. 13 months means 13 gods.
From my time, there are 12 months.
Interesting. I wonder if that's Right, alright. Dune did mention something about that, didn't she, in the whole possible collapse thing and whatnot. Maybe that's why I can't remember these last two gods. Maybe
But why can't you
maybe the
remember
one.
2 of them?
Which one? Would I notice which one of the 12 I know he left out?
He mentioned all of the ones that you can remember.
Interesting. Am I also forgetting one of the 12 gods?
Seems like it.
Oh
Have we been perception
hear him say,
filtered?
"Oh,
Oh my
Tiamat,
god, I'm forgetting
personally,
one of the 12 gods on my own. Oh my god. Okay, this is interesting. I should just would stop at that and just be like,
Oh. Oh. It's happening again.
Happening again, what?
Moonweaver, Lolth, Ion, Cord, Tiamat, Bahamut, Balor. All 11 names that I can remember,
But you
excepting
can't remember your
one.
No.
Erebus, I am a dutifully practiced monk. I would not simply forget one of the 12 deities practiced at the Holy Church. This is wrong. I think we should tell everyone else this.
Yeah, that is a bit confusing. You'd think that you would remember.
If you don't remember 2 and I don't remember 1,
Wait,
this would logically mean that a second collapse is occurring.
That is possible. It is also possible, possibly. And this is a crazy theory, and I say this wholeheartedly knowing how crazy it sounds. However, as a man of the cloth as well, to an extent, and someone who has been blessed by a god before, it is also very possible that we are the demiplane, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that this possible new god,
Yes.
a fledgling god, is possibly bound to it.
Yes.
It is very possible that his domain overlaps, or is the direct opposite of another domain, which could explain why we can't remember certain ones in here.
That make
possibly?
this place a breeding ground to an anti-god. A world designed to not imprison, but to nurture, to grow, and to eventually kill a god.
Possible, or a god growing to take the place of one that has been.
That's the happier
Yes,
option, that the 13th god is the renewer coming back. But, well,
How does a god die?
how is a god born?
I don't know. That is a question
None
I
of
would
my
love to
research
know
has
the
prepared
answer
me
to.
for this, so making a place to designate emblems of the deities might be incredibly pivotal, especially if we start forgetting.
Forgetting. Yes. How does one? The only way I could think of killing a god is to go to their plane, or
How I would
somehow
kill a
pull
god
their.
is to make everyone forget about them. Destroy all altars, destroy all prayers, destroy all worshippers.
That is one way to do it. I mean, that is.
But
I mean, honestly, I feel like that would take a long time as well.
and a lot
the
of
way I would think-
brainwashing.
That too. I feel like another way to do it would be to just go and find the god's plane of existence and, well,
Destroy it?
kill them there.
Oh.
No, the gods exist in their planes of existence as physical sort of beings and whatnot.
I see.
You can interact with them.
Of course.
They many things. I've met someone that has died before and actually was brought back by revival magic. They spoke about how they were able to meet their god and how they even got to. I feel like you would enjoy this.
I'm very curious, of course.
He died and he actually got to meet Cord.
Huh.
He fought with him in a coliseum.
Oh.
Yes, apparently Cord's domain is many warriors. It's essentially a plane where many warriors who meet a warrior's death go and, well, they are forever able to just be in combat as much as they want. Or they can go to a place and be merry, eat food, drink, get drunk, but
You know,
the moment they want to go fight, they can shake off the drunkenness. He spoke very happily of it and said that when he dies, he hopes he could go back and fight Corden again. For it was the
that sounds
most
very
epic
fun.
battle he ever did.
That sounds very fun. I'm glad that someone's out there trying to make afterlives pleasant.
She like stares at the sky when she's very much just like, yeah, I'm talking to you.
Vir, there you are.
Yes?
We've got a little bit of a problem. The 12 gods. Can you list them for me?
Moonweaver, Pelor, Sarenrae, Cord, Ogma, Ioun, Killenvor, Vecna, Lords, Tiamat.
And
There should be one more. There's 12 months. There's 12 months. What am I forgetting? I'm thinking, Aishah, but listen, I was spending time with Vezrin, lovely time, he's teaching me potion making,
Right.
I have a little brew thingy. Also, figured out, he was courting my grandmother.
that's a revelation.
It is
Vir.
revelation. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
No, that's perfectly okay. So am I. Vir, the gods are disappearing.
Why are the gods disappearing? I really don't want the Moonweaver to disappear.
I don't blame you. And I don't know. All I know is that Erebus and I both cannot remember the 12th god. Nor can he remember the 13th from his own time.
I was going to say, is he then missing two?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Walk and talk with me.
Alright.
I'm just gonna sit out here and think.
Of course.
I mean, I
Okay.
guess I could also come inside and play the.
Yeah, go sit down.
You're welcome to.
Oh, God. None of you are gonna try to stab me. right?
Oleander,
Oh.
Gerkin,
Hello.
Can you list
list the gods.
That's an interesting question.
Just do it.
Well, there's Bahamut, Pelor, Ogma, Sarenrae, Moonweaver, Vecna, Ioun, Tiamat, Killenvor, Loth, and Cord.
Wait,
And I always forget number 12.
we can't remember 12 either.
None of us can remember the 12th god.
Also, none of us are calling the Moonweaver by her name. I find that kind of amusing. Her name is Sehanine.
Hey, what?
Moonweaver. She has a name, like Bahamut and Vecna and Ioun. The Moonweaver is her title.
Right. Sorry, I'm just trying to rack my brains. I know I've read
No,
on the 12th
no.
god.
I know all of those gods, and I know my own, obviously. Lemaciai.
So is it the what?
Erebus,
Lemaciai.
Erebus kind of like looks over at you and just. Oleander, if you don't want to say it, you can just say as much, yes?
What?
If you don't
What do
want
we
to
hear?
say it, you hear it. You
He's
hear him
saying
say it.
a word.
Pardon?
The Macier?
The Macier.
C-A-I.
Lemaciai.
Now you're all
Master
making fun of
Candice.
me, I see. I get it. I'm the weird
Erebus.
one here. I'm the...
Wait, you can't hear us?
What are you hearing
You're
us?
saying something?
Yes.
Llama case.
It sounds like you're saying something, and...
Lamia.
Like,
Can you
Lemaciai.
hear me when I say Lamia?
What's your intention behind that, Tally?
Just to say a word.
Just to say a word? Listen, it looks like you guys are trying to say something. Are you using magic to communicate, maybe? Message or something? Oh, wait, no, sorry.
Erebus,
Message.
context.
I could still hear the vocal.
The gods are disappearing and we can't remember them, but Oleander can.
You can remember all 13.
You can remember a 12.
12? But this doesn't line up with the 12th month.
It's probably the 13th god.
13th. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Fair, I've always thought there were more
Oleander.
than 12 gods, but most of the others were minor gods that didn't really have enough of a following to be considered a major god in their own month.
Oleander, have you communed with your god as of late?
No.
I haven't gotten anything back from the Moonweaver since we got here.
Then I guess that sure doesn't prove anything, but...
The fact that someone can't hear it probably means the name is enchanted in some way, shape, or form.
We're only 12 in your time.
Well, we can only remember 11.
And you 12.
And supposedly there were 13.
What are your months' names? Okay. So, the months...
Are named after the gods.
Okay, yes. Nerima?
Nerima. Yes.
That's... okay.
Nerima.
Is that strange for some
It's
reason?
lovely.
Share with the class?
Well, in my native tongue, Celestial, that means the time at night that is the darkest, covering the moon.
Very specific? Very ominous.
Celestial is a very specific language. A simpler definition would simply be time of great darkness.
12th month.
Specifically the
Winter.
time in which there is no...
It's specifically
Light.
the darkest part of the night of the light. That's what it's meant to.
Okay,
God of
can you tell
darkness.
us then about your god? Amalia?
Oh, yes.
Amalia?
Yes. She is the goddess of the sky and freedom. I'm simplifying. We have many temples.
I
God
wonder if
of
that's connected
freedom.
somehow.
And a demon lord slain for trying to find freedom. A god of darkness forgotten. And an entire people in the dark.
But actually, someone killing the god of night, I assume, is probably a more generalized term of them.
Oh well, I should clarify. Since
Much like
Celestial-
Pelor is the god of the sun and day, there has to be a god of night. Or god or goddess of night, right?
Since Celestial is a very complicated language, the word, it doesn't have anything to do with night in particular. I know this is very confusing.
It's a feeling,
It's,
like of dread.
yes, it's specifically the dark.
Hopelessness.
I'm sure that it could also be explained as being so deep underground that there is no light.
The isolation when one is suffocated by darkness in both sight, sound, sense. Yes?
Something like that, yes.
I think I'm
I
following.
think
It's very hard to translate.
Following the
Understandable.
collapse, I feel like that god would have actually risen in power.
Unless
Many
something's
people-
happening now.
Unless something is trying to suffocate that god.
Yes, and the month that you did not say, Lamia, that's, well, amazing.
Oleander,
Mm-hmm.
the collapse.
Yes.
Death of a god.
Oleander slowly stands.
I need a moment.
Of course.
Excuse me.
I certainly hope he doesn't blame himself.
I hope so.
Well, today's been a long day. I've got work I got to do tomorrow on various projects.
I should, Gerkin, yes? I believe
Yes. Hello.
Come here real quick. I forgot. I should have given this to you all whenever you were all together, but hindsight's 20/20, and also being given good news that my friend is alive honestly kind of throws me off. Here, it's not much, but it should help in your guys' endeavors. He'll give each of you 200 gold.
Each of us?
Yeah, each of you 200 gold. Whenever he sees Oleander,
I thought you said 100.
No.
Thank you, Erebus. My mind is somewhere else. Can we continue this conversation in the morning?
Yes, you will not feel better, I hope. Don't overstrain yourself.
Good night.
Oh, and can someone remind me to go bother the Eggs Benedict guy about needing to buy glass bottles tomorrow?
Larry pulls out a little notepad. Right, I got you down there. Don't worry, Gerkin, I'll remind you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just gonna stop before Vir goes in.
Yes, Aishah?
Oleander's vision. His nightmare. It worries me. I wanted to ask your opinion on something.
I have many opinions.
Well, I guess I would like to ask for your help on something, too.
Do we need to step inside, Aishah?
No. I just want to go talk to him.
Now?
Yes, preferably now.
Okay. We're on the same page then, because I literally stepped towards his room when you stopped, and I was going to go cross your path, but you stepped in front of me.
And I stepped to turn around, but you gave me a look that looked like you were going to call me out. But we were going to do the same thing, weren't we?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we are. Knock, 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 knock.
Yes?
It's just me and Aishah. Are you okay?
I'm taking things in.
Oleander,
Taking in a lot of information. Yes?
are we allowed to come in?
One moment.
Alright, you can come in.
Aishah is going to open or close the door, step in.
Aishah's going to open the door.
Is Oleander just kind of standing at the bed, just awkwardly?
He's sitting on the bed.
Just gonna take a step forward. And if Oleander doesn't stop her, he's gonna give him a hug.
He will not stop her. And he will slowly hug back. Very stiff. This man has never hugged anyone.
I know. That's why I was making sure he wasn't gonna stop me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What I said was tactless.
It's alright.
It most definitely is not.
No.
I'm sorry for upsetting you, and, well, I don't want to speak for Vir'Thyra, but I can pretty well assume that both of us are here to listen if you want to talk.
My people. Well, maybe I should ask if you've heard of. Have you heard of an ASMR?
Have we?
Roll history. Vir, you have not heard of that. Aishah was one person. Well, we are a sort of long-forgotten race.
You're an ASMR.
Yes.
That's-
Yes, I am.
The second time I've ever heard of. Maybe that man wasn't pulling my leg. A long forgotten race of people?
He raises an eyebrow questioningly.
Well, not where I'm from. But that sounds about correct.
What exactly is anathema?
Well, we are we're all created personally by Amalia. And proof of that is our very colorful skin, eyes, hair, and most importantly, our marks. You see, she's the goddess of freedom, and it might be counterintuitive to say someone who's not from the culture, but she knows the kind of life we will live, and it is simply our will to choose how to live it. She doesn't know the details, but she knows the general purposes and gives us the tools to do it. That's what we're always told. We're a very religious culture.
Understandably so. Literally born from a god.
Our marks are very important to us. They are our names. Whenever we're born, a priest who has one of the 7 masks will look through and be able to read our names. That's, our names. The placement and how it looks are very important, and the closer it is to the forehead is your impact on history, on the world. And, part of it is, in terms of marks and their placements, it's seen as better to be symmetrical. Most people have 2. Not is negative impacts. You 2 saw my face.
Pardon me for asking, but like you said before, I am outside of the culture. Your creator is the goddess of freedom.
Yes.
Yet predetermined fate is built into your creation.
It's, as I said, it is complicated. It's, I suppose, a good way to look at it would be, say, a child wants to learn an instrument, or say they want to become a painter instead. It's the parent's choice to hand them a paintbrush or a pen, or hand them a lute or lyre or harp. But what it is up to them.
Gonna squeeze onto here. Get down onto the floor and take Oleander's hands.
He will let her.
And she just holds his hands.
It's the first time that I've ever had to explain that. Most where I'm from, everyone already knows, and we don't get many outsiders.
I understand. Weird having to explain your own when it's so second nature to you.
Yes, it is. Honestly, when I first met everyone, I was not surprised that they immediately understood everything about me.
It's hard to properly explain this feeling of, well, she just lets out a long breath, closes her eyes, and just kind of like looks up, hands on the chest. I just want you to know that you're not alone.
He looks over at
The
her.
only one who was predetermined to be a monster. And just like you said, maybe given the tools. And she like just kind of clicks the gauntlets a little bit. But it's still your choice what you do with them.
Yes.
So, and she just kind of looks over at him. Never be afraid that, well, again, I apologize, Vir. I don't want to assume on your behalf, but you're never going to be rejected by us. Never. I can say that for myself with absolute certainty.
I have no reason to abandon you. You would have to give me a very, very good reason. Just leave. Especially when you've been so willing to be a part of our group. Given edgy grandma,
Hey,
grandfather who doesn't really remember much half the time and is in his own world, Dune flirting with everyone. Aishah, give me a description.
or yourself? Runaway thief still trying to find herself?
Yes. I think I found myself.
Fine, maybe I'll put it this way. Runaway thief hoping the world will find her.
In a way.
You're harder to describe than you may think.
Really?
Yes, though I'm not really good at summing people up in a few words. Too complicated for that.
I was expecting delinquent child.
Right, I suppose what I was going to say. An introspection in one's mind sets on the course of their future and describes the color of their personality, of their morals. In other words, Oleander. And I mean this with the utmost of sincerity and the utmost of compassion. Who you desire to be is who you are, not some silly little symbol.
Kind of like, it's that same he's taking it all in kind of thing.
You two are the closest to real friends I've ever had.
Oh, ouch. My pride. Closest?
Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
She
Tell me
is
again.
joking
No.
with you. Trying to lighten the mood.
I'm just pretending to be offended that you just didn't actually call me a friend.
Well, I'm going to jump the
Closest
gap
we've had,
immediately.
but
Oleander, I consider you... Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this to another fucking person. Don't you start. Don't you start right now. Don't.
Vir has a big grin on her face.
Don't you fucking start. I won't say it if you start.
She pouts.
Fine. I consider you a friend, Oleander. And for the record, I don't do that.
Vir pouts a little more and bats her eyelashes.
And I suppose that Miss Vir'Thyra can be considered closest to a friend. She winks.
Oh, you slay me.
Thank you. Thank you both.
I must admit, you both are probably more real and honest than any of the friends I had back home. Before or after becoming a runaway
I
thief.
thought you were going to call me problematic, and I would have told you that you were right.
I know you are.
Oh, you didn't have many friends?
The friends I had were not because of my own volition, nor mostly just due to my circumstance that I was around them as a child. And then I would not call my associates.
Aishah's face just kind of falls for a second, and then she just... All the friends I had. Let's just say they weren't strong enough to keep it together. Countless amount of people that I've watched wither away to dust. Can you imagine what that does to a child?
Oleander nods.
Here I am getting sentimental. I mean, don't even know if I would have liked them as an adult. 12 or 13 at the time. But you know, some girl my age merged with a dog and a cat at the same time. Another some form of fire-breathing lizard. Can't remember exactly. His scales started falling off within the first 3 weeks. Then the fire turned to spittle, and eventually to acid that burned him from the inside out. Being made to be a monster is awful, and I would not wish it upon anyone. But, and she looks at Oleander, more than ever, monsters have to stick together.
Hope we can get out of here.
So do I.
And have some things that I want to do.
I have lots of things I want to do now that I'm now knowing things I know.
I hope that when we get out of here, we'll all be able to meet up again.
I'd like that.
You two are never getting rid of me.
Oleander, if you vanish, Vir, you too. You know I'll go through any sorts of trials to find you two. At least to make sure you lived.
Depending on where we end up. We may end up together, we may end up on different planes of existence.
I'm just simply hoping we don't end up across time.
I'm glad that you two are the ones who saw my fate.
For what it's worth, I do think it's a rather pretty symbol.
I think it's really pretty too. I didn't know if that was polite or not to say, but it's really
Neither do I,
Oleander.
but I'm saying it anyway.
Well, it's not unpolite. I mean, most are proud. Very. There's a lot of clothing that shows it off back home. There's many tailors.
Tailoring must be a very big business in your culture.
It is.
Custom made
It doesn't
suits,
show up
I
anywhere,
suppose.
yes?
Well, everywhere except for the center of the chest.
Why not?
Roughly where the collar just below.
Fear, like, finds the spot on herself. Why there?
Yes, there.
Why don't they appear there?
Oh, that's where our betrothal marks go.
Yo, what?
Yo. Oh, I see.
Oh, do you get tattoos when you...
I like that.
Oh, yes.
That's very... I would
when-
like that.
When you propose to someone, you are supposed to give them a necklace that hangs in that spot with your own name on it. And then they wear it until the ceremony in which they are magically tattooed then. So she never puts marks there to not
Interfere?
interfere, yes.
I do have a question, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned 7 mask-holding priests.
Yes.
Are you one of them?
Oh, no. No, masks are, they are in the form of masks to show that they, have devoted their lives to their craft. It's shown because, well, they're bird eagles. The only mask that's really seen as noble.
That's very interesting. Even to this day, birds are still a symbol of freedom.
Yes, that's nice. Nice to show that at least some of that is still there.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, that's mostly it. I've never seen one in person. Though I have seen illustrations.
Weren't they there to
Very ornate.
read your name for the first time?
Well, yes, but I was a child. I was a baby.
So you still have a growth cycle?
Yes. We're very similar to elves, actually.
Really?
Yes. We
Oh, your growth cycles?
Yes.
Okay. So you live for fucking ever.
Yes, around 750 years.
You know, that's fascinating to me. Both of you. So capable to just keep on living.
What do you mean?
It's a wonder.
For example, most chimeras don't live over a single year. Instabilities. The internal bile destabilization between a dragon-type gecko and a human boy is but one of the less gruesome combinations. I'll spare you the details. In my case, I have to fight for every single day of life that I am granted. Though, I suppose, I don't particularly know if there is an upper limit. Theoretically, I could just keep going. Or I could die someday, of old age. Crowning achievement for my people, I suppose.
I'm very happy I got to meet you both.
Got to meet who?
You both.
Oh. Likewise, I suppose. It's thanks to Vir'Thyra that I'm even comfortable talking to both of you as a friend.
I do feel better now.
That's good. Next time that you're suffering, Oleander, can you promise me not to hide it?
Yes.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Promises we also take a very big deal of, so not sure how much that carries.
Depends on the person. They mean a lot to me, though.
Oh, good.
You both mean a lot to me, too.
Oh, friends.
Yes.
You sound so happy about it.
But I've never had a friend before. Well, a real friend. Common is far more open with the word.
I see. Well, if you need me to specify which type of friend I am, I'd be more than happy to.
Ooh, lovely.
You know, I
Keep it a surprise. I want to figure it out.
Alright. I don't particularly know Celestial by any means, but I do enjoy being overtly specific.
They say language. Very good at that.
Well, it is late. Are you going to be alright if we leave you alone for a moment?
Yes, I think so.
Alright.
That's good. Because I'm falling asleep a bit. Your hands are very warm.
Have
though
you been holding hands this entire time?
Yes.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, I initiated!
Oh, right. Yeah, yes, you did.
Aishah's going to cheekily walk over, grab both of their hands, put them back together, pat the top, and then just be like, there you go. Good night.
Good night, Aishah.
Good Aishah shipping! Even Aishah shipping! Oleander pulls the hands away, and that is very, like, they're moving a lot at this point.
That was
You
that.
okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm not easy.
Being touched?
Yes, that.
You're going to have to get used to it because I like hugging people.
That's that. Oh, okay. Yes.
Is that a problem?
Oh no, not if you want to.
Okay.
I just wouldn't expect it.
Am I that intimidating?
Intimidating, right? Word, maybe. There's a lot of words that could describe it. I'll think.
Not because I look like this, is it?
Oh, that's correct. Yes.
It is because I look like this?
Yes.
Is that
what?
that thing? Is it?
Oh no.
What do you mean?
Oh, your eyes.
What about them?
They're all one color.
Yes. It's typically seen as very mundane and kind of ugly. It means we're closer to the underdog.
Very different. You see, our goddess has only one-colored eyes, and our standards of beauty tend to point towards her. Most of the time, our scrolla and our irises, they tend to differ in color, but having the same shade, in general, is seen as pretty.
So my white eyes are pretty?
Yes, very.
I don't think I've ever had anyone compliment my eyes.
No. Well, I guess I'm the first.
Yes, you are the first.
So strange. Wonder what other things.
Listen, I'm the, if you put me next to my sister in my family, she's the pretty one.
Huh.
I'm not the pretty one.
How
May I give you a hug before I leave?
Say that again?
May I give you a hug before I go?
Oh, if you want to, yes. I will accept.
Are you going to explode into a ball of I don't know how to be touched?
Have I been doing that?
Very obvious that you haven't experienced a whole lot of touch.
Oh, well, that's true.
You just stand and give him a hug.
You would hug back, stiff-ish.
You touching me isn't going to kill me.
There's like a 2-second pause and then BAM! You better not be doing anything weird in there!
I'm just giving the man a hug!
Yes, I'm messing with you.
I have a stupid joke to this. Now I have to do it.
No
You made me do
way!
this. Hey, fucking!
No, Jerry, go to sleep. How was that cactus, by the way?
You hear a thud outside of the other side of your wall, Oleander and Fear. Just,
Hi.
Anyway, don't mind the squirrels. Good night.
Good night.
Jerry takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
And then Jerry died.
Christ.
I'm okay!